Boom. Are we live? Are we good? Are we good? Are we awesome? I'm awesome. Are you awesome? I can hear myself twice. Okay. Hello everyone. Hopefully this is working. We are here at COTA in Texas in America. Insane, right? I am your commentator for today, Lord McJiggleman. I'll be taking you through today's race. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Hopefully I do it well. We'll see. Until then, let's get up some statistics. Well, not statistics, some graphics up. We don't need that. That's that. What's a leader? We'll go to leader. Okay. So, we have a short qualifying session followed by a 50% race. We got some drivers immediately leaving the pits. Hopefully they did not forget their setups. It's going to be incredibly important, as I do believe Parc Ferme is on. We're here with the 2026 cars, the new regulation. As the Mercedes just so happens to also be sporting the number 26 there of Rio Harris. He's currently leading the pack and will be the first person to start a lap, unless that racing ball behind him of Creamy, I believe, will overtake him and then be the first to start a lap. Now, a lot of people have asked me before, do my buns jiggle? I like to think my buns are pretty big. I think I have a pretty big butt. So yeah, I'd say my buns do jiggle. I like to think they do. Here we go, with Rio Harris on board with him now as he begins his first lap. Now, the drivers, of course, the game hasn't been out for too long. It seems like he's weaving on the straight already. I'm not sure what's going on there. He's invalidated his lap at the final corner, I believe. And that's why he's had to back off. He might have to pit now as he won't have the fuel. We have Creamy here, who has not invalidated before the lap even starts and begins, and will be the first person to complete the lap. So obviously he will go purple sector 1, purple sector 2 and purple sector 3. He will, believe it or not, get the fastest time of the session, because he'll have the only time of the session. Now, a bigger confusion with F1 2026 is that you can't really tell the difference between the Haas's and the Cadillac. If you look on the mini-map there, ahead of Creamy, there are two cars. They're both white though. One of them is a Haas, the other is a Cadillac, but you can't tell the difference between them. They're the exact same color on the mini-map, so that's going to be really difficult for some teams to differentiate themselves. And of course, the yellow flags are going to be really important in qualifying. They get rid of your overtake mode, meaning you regenerate less power, meaning you have less battery to go around the lap. But Creamy up to the line, he will be the first to do so, a 34.3. We'll see if anyone behind can match that. That's Arrow behind, who just so happens to have invalidated his lap. Pablo's second across the line. He'll go faster by 8.5 tenths. We'll be waiting for the rest of the times to come in now, as people are actually only starting their laps right now. Gordon comes across the line 24 seconds behind, so something definitely went wrong on that lap there. The next person across the line will be Thory, who goes up into P3. And then Michael Lewis, I'm just going to say Michael for short, will take P3 instead. Quite a bit of a gap there. We have a 8-10 gap to Creamy, which, I mean, I suppose for Banker Lap, it's not too bothered, but then it's a 3.5 second 11, 19, 24. So either it's incredibly greasy out there, or something, you know, maybe just warm-up laps, maybe 2 warm-up laps could be possible, as I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. I really don't want to mispronounce his name for the entire, like, stream. I'm just gonna say Menzo and hope that it's correct. But he's gone fastest by 0.3 of a second. So a lot of people coming across the line. I'm not sure who's on an out lap, who's on an in lap, who's like, as Hemi has now gone faster by 0.5. So we're gonna see. Oh, interesting flick there. Flicking doesn't really seem to work in this year's game, at least not as much as it did last year. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone is going to try to continue to use it. Right now we have 11 drivers who have put in a time. Not all of them have been competitive times, but even just having a time on the board could be enough. But if there's people who don't have a time by the end of the session, they're forced to start at the back of the grid. So even having a time that's 40 seconds off the pace could still land you in front of some people. As we do see people... Oh! That's not great. Into the wall goes Menzo. Yeah, another thing to point out here, these cars have a lot less downforce than last year's car, so cornering will be more difficult. However, it is kind of cancelled out by the fact that they are smaller, they're more thimble. So you don't really notice it as much, but in the high speed corners you really do notice the lack of downforces. The rear wing was really gone on that Audi. Here we are with Gordon, as he seems to be coming into the pits now as well. We do have Michael Lewis, who does seem to be on a lap, trying to better his time. Again, proper lap in, that's not 4 seconds of the pace, slightly sliding out of the final corner, improves by 3 whole seconds. Moves up into P9 next to his teammate of Blue Killer. Now, of course, well, of course, there are no set teammates yet because, well, no one really knows the teams yet. So, as of right now, people are just jumping into whatever car they please. Doesn't really matter. There's no teammates really in this. It's a free-for-all. It's just a social race, so no one really cares about teamwork and Constructors Championship because there is no championship yet. We have TJ on the straight in sector 2. The wings, both of the wings are open, the rear and the front wing. Both opening on the straight mode there. Now, of course, this sector 2, he goes purple sector 2. This could be a man to watch out for. Of course, this section's really easy to save up that battery. Practically makes you fill it up all the way with all the slow speed corners, with all the light braking you have to do. Approaches the final corner, attack it as much as you can, get a clean exit, don't go off the track. Only P9. Maybe the purple sector 2 wasn't real. We might have been psyched out there a bit by the game. Perfect. Here we are now with Blue Killer, who currently does seem to be on a lap. That's a horrible, horrible exit. That might be, yeah, he's definitely going to be abandoning that lap. Abandoning that lap. He's likely going to be coming into the pits as he does. It's just simple mistakes like those as Pablo's now goes fastest by a tenth, the 133 flat. I think we could be seeing some 132s later on in the session. Still plenty of time to go. 7 minutes. I expect people are going to be coming into the pits and waiting to make that final run. But until then, we still have almost everyone on the track right now, surprisingly. All trying to get some better times. F1 Mallard across the line, only P14, almost 2 seconds off the pace. As Menzo goes even faster, almost half a second up on Pablo's. And he breaks into the 132s very, very comfortably. It's definitely going to be an interesting battle here with the top two. Can Pablo's respond? I'm not going to assume he's going to go for another lap. He might come into the pits, put on a fresh set of tires, and go back out when the track will be at its best with the most amount of grip available. But until then, 0.5 of a second is the gap to the pole position. We are here with Arrow, who I believe finished third in his Tier 3 championship. What? I'm sorry, there are kids absolutely screaming outside. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Why are they screaming? Hold on, I need to check my window. They're like actually like proper screaming. They're just standing in the field, just like screaming at each other. I don't think it's with Malice. I think it's like, okay, the father has come out, telling them off, stop screaming. Okay, they've stopped screaming. I can open the window now. It's really weird. Anyways, Arrow's invaded the lab. As Nice V2. Is it Nice or Nice? Oh my god. Can I say Nissan? I'm gonna say Nice. He's gone fastest by 0.4 of a second out of completely nowhere as well. We got that Story up to the line, only 19th. Of course, doing your absolute best in qualifying only to be at the back of the grid is absolutely heartbreaking for a driver. Giving it your all and being essentially last, it really sucks. I feel for him. Unless that wasn't his best lap and he was just warming up and then he's gonna like come in and take pole position by a storming amount of time. And he's gone off the track to let... Oh, he's out. Well, he's certainly going to have a difficult time getting back to the pits. And here we have Gordon driving the sister team in the Red Bull. Not really sure what Dory was doing there. He's got major front wing damage, so getting back to the pits is going to be a tad bit difficult. And he's gone off again. He's completely locked up the fronts. and is now sitting in the gravel. Very, very interesting. He's making it through the track quite alright. Really taking it slow. Goes off the track once again. Yeah, there's just no downforce to be able to make the corner like that. Really coming to a stop there. Letting the Audi by. Here we are with Creamy, who's already 6/10 up on his original time. That's going to be huge for him. He'll definitely break in to... I'm not even sure where he'll place, but let's see how he does in the second and third sector. If he can find some more time, that would be absolutely amazing. He'll climb up the ranks. The racing balls down the straight, employing all the battery possible, even getting a slipstream from Mercedes ahead. Not sure who that exactly was. That's definitely helping, especially in these cars where the slipstream helps you out so much. But Cream is actually down on his time. He's 2/10 down as opposed to 6/10 up on the first sector. So clearly he's had a huge mistake somewhere in the lap. That just hasn't helped him get the lap time that he needs to move up. He's going to finish the lap though. Out of the final corner, can he find any more lap time? Up to the line, what's it going to be? It's P8 for Creamy. He won't be able to get another lap in. That's it. That's his best position. The kids are screaming again. What? I know Creamy is only P8, but come on. You can't be screaming like that. What is wrong with them? They're like 4 years old. And they're just screaming. They're like absolutely screaming their hearts out. I don't know if you guys can actually hear it. I have like noise suppression on in OBS, so hopefully it blocks the kids out. But even then, I still have to hear it. So it's like not very helpful. You know what I mean? Here we are, Hemi Dimes. Currently MP3. The checkered flag is out. Can he improve his position? Slightly losing the rear there. Stays in third. Who have we got next now? Who is next? That's a great question. Where's the other Ferrari? It's Seb the Goat, who hasn't put in a lap time yet at all. He's currently sitting last place. It's going to be his first and only lap. Where can he put the Ferrari? Yellow flags are out. He'll put it in P5. Because now I can't tell who's that behind. It's TJ. Puts it in P6. So many cars coming in now. It's going to be difficult to keep track of. I'm not sure what Rio Harris was doing there. He might be blocking some cars. No, I think he'll be alright. Blue Killer up into P12. Michael Lewis P13. Gordon will come across the line. P14 right now finishes in P5. Are either of the two leaders on a lap? They are. Nice is going to end his lap first. Can he improve and extend his gap at the front? Loses the rear there. Goes faster. It's a 32 flat. Behind that, Menzo also coming out of the final corner. He doesn't seem to be up by much. Doesn't improve. Only by a 10th. Stays in P2. That's going to be qualifying for the Texas Social Race. Nice takes pole position by almost half a second to Menzo in second. Nice is going to have some trouble with Hemi Dimes also in the Williams being in P3. That could cause some issues in the pit stops for the race. But that is it. That's the game. There is your starting order. Oh, Gordon with exactly 1 second off. I like that. Even 20 cars today. Of course, we are able to have 22 car grids now, but doesn't seem like we got 2 cars today. 5 seconds off the pace is Thori in the Racing Bulls. I mean, had that little spin, couldn't complete another lap. Very unfortunate for him. Hopefully his race improves. As we now await the lights. I'm not sure if Formation Lab is on. We'll have to see. How long is this going to take? So we are readying at 8:30. That's in 2 minutes. So have a very short poo. I don't know if people can have poos in 2 minutes. For me, it always takes like 5 to maybe 10, depending on like how much I ate last night. Do you have the waiting for players in the top left? So I'm assuming people have readied up. Alright, Formation Lab is off! There's no Formation Lab. Okay, so we're gonna go straight to light. I need to get drunk then. Luckily I have my water bottle right here. Let me actually get that like right up next to me, so I don't have to turn around for it. Are we ready? Guess not. Still waiting. Are we there yet? Not yet. Are we there yet? Not yet. Are we there yet? Not yet. Are we there yet? Let's play a game. Look where we are. Anyone, any Cocomelon fans in the chat? Sandbags off the race for Thori, who was 5 seconds off the pole time and 2 seconds off the car ahead of him. Thori starts in last place. He's doing the first challenge. Sandbags are off. They must have been like about 100 kilograms of sand. But here we are for the social race in at the Circuit of the Americas. The Williams leading from the Audi. The lights go out and we are go, go, go. Nice gets an amazing start, immediately moving to the middle of the track to try and block the Audi. Himi is going to try and go around the outside. There's already lots of damage spewing out in the arena. What am I talking about? But now it's a Williams 1-2 as Menzo has fallen out to P10. What on earth has happened? It seems that contact may have been from him actually. His front wing seems to look fine, but he's going to have a lot of work to do to get back in front as Nice has now built a sizable gap to the pack behind. As Pablo is trying to make a move on Gordon, at too wide on the straight. Pablos is going to be given the slipstream, moving to the inside. He's going to back off, charge the battery. Behind that, will we be seeing any moves here? We have the Audis Where are they? Everyone's ghosted for some reason, and when I noticed everyone at the start merely got ghosted, I'm not sure why that is. It might be a little bug, as we have yellow flags. What's happened? Nothing huge, it seems. As now onto the second lap we go. Nice already with a 1.5 second gap to Himi. Was Seb to go too far away to make a move on Pablo's. Everyone's going to be trying to charge their battery. As you can see, the red flashing light on Himi Dimez's car, meaning it's going on non-battery mode, meaning it's not deploying anything from the battery, which means he's going 50% slower. Now, that does mean he is technically slower, but he will have that extra power to deploy on the straight right here. We are beginning to see a gap form. It does seem like a race that Nice can just run away with. Himi, not so much. He's going to have to defend a lot if he wants to keep P2. See the Ferrari there at the bottom of the screen. You can see on the steering wheel he's practically full battery. Could look for the overtake here. Not going to go for it as Nice. I'm sorry, Himi has given it a little spin. It seems like he used too much battery throughout the corner. Of course, when you give it too much power for the grip. What? When you give it too much power for the tires to handle, you will lose traction and hence spin out. You can't be using the overtake mode in the corner. Slight bit of contact there. You have something's happened to that Cadillac there. I'm not sure what it was. He was stopped for a second. Gordon now with a 3-second penalty for track limit violations. Be very interesting. He seems to already be struggling on lap 3. Already getting 3 warnings. Clearly not looking to be his race today. Now Himi, he's not... Oh! Slightly losing the rear there. Not going to be helpful for his exit. That could give the way for Seb the Goat to make a move. It doesn't seem like it. He's a bit too far. Who's that? That's Menzo, who spun it. Well, seems to have lost it again. He's down in P17 now after starting on the front row. This has gone horribly for him. As we now approach lap 4, the gap extends to almost 4 seconds. Now here, Rio Harris now receives a 3-second time penalty. And it seems like we're going to be getting a lot of those today. Really easy to just go outside of those track limits here at Coda. Got yellow flags once again for what seems to be Menzo. Does he have some kind of damage? I'm not sure. It could be a rear wing. We'll see here. Yeah, I think it is the rear wing. Yep, that's definitely rear wing damage. He's not going to be able to finish the race like that. So here we are. Back with the second pack of cars. The leader, Nice. Already 4 seconds away. And who's that? That's Himi, who spun it around. He's looking the wrong way. He's going to be dropping so many positions. P10 now for Himi. Rio, Arrow will all be able to get past now, side to side with the Ferrari. As Arrow will manage to get past nice and easily. Himi looking for the repass around the outside. Arrow trying to stick it down the inside. Can he make it work? Well, why am I looking at the McLaren? Oh, that's contact between the Mercedes. Himi loses out to Rio, Harris and Arrow now. He's going to be stuck behind them for the next lap. Arrow now also looking to capitalize. He's gained... Has he gained? No, he hasn't gained because Rio is now ahead of him. So he will have that overtake mode now to aid him in overtaking Rio, who has a 3-second penalty. It's not very easy. Oh, that's a touch. Just barely touched the rear of the Mercedes and immediately just completely lost the car there. Drops down to P14. As Menzo now, there's a 3-second penalty, comes into the pit for I believe would be a retirement. Yep, there it is. Our first retirement of the session immediately leaves. Fortunately, as the McLaren of TJ and Ollie in the Cadillac goes side to side, Ollie picks up the place. The McLaren TJ gonna try get him back on the straight with the battery power. Just a little bit behind him. He's gonna try send it around the outside. Can he do it? Just barely hangs in there. Ollie keeps the position, and now the Asimano Blue Killer is trying to look down the inside. Loses the traction there a little bit. He's going to make the switch back. Can it work? The McLaren now goes for the switch back. TJ now makes it in front. The Racing Bulls of Creamy has spun it a little bit there, and he's ghosted. Blue Killer side to side with TJ, trying to gain the position. They're fighting like madmen. TJ will manage to keep the position. Ollie. Arrow with a 3-second penalty now as well. It's only lap 6 and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers with penalties out on the track. This has been insane so far. This battle has been entertaining. It's only lap 6. We still have so long to go. Is it really worth risking it all right now so early in the race? Now, of course, tires are fresh. You're going to be using all the grip you can early on, whereas later in the race, in a few laps time, the tires are going to be beginning to die off. Speaking of Bakary, how do I pronounce that? It's 3-second penalty. I'm not going to bother. Let's look at the tires. Who's on what tires? So Blue Killer is the only man on the soft tires, going for a different strategy to everyone else who's gone medium or hards. Does mean Blue Killer's tires will be the first to go, as he's already dropped back over a second to TJ. So we could be seeing him getting overtaken soon. Here's Gordon, currently in P4, trying to chase the man in third. However, with a 3-second penalty, the chances of a podium are slim unless later in the race everyone else just so happens to get a penalty as well. We'll have to see. Lap 7 now. So we're on board. F1 Mallard gets 3-second. Gordon tries to make the move down the inside. Seb goes wide, allows Gordon to squeeze on through and moves into third. He'll be able to control the pace now. He'll go into none immediately. Try charge up the battery as much as possible to try defend from the Ferrari on the straight. Of course, we'll have to see how it goes. It's a 4-car pack to decide the third spot on the podium. As down the inside goes Seb the GOAT, as does the McLaren of TJ. Little bit of a spin there with 2x2 as Gordon getting stuck off the track. Seb just not giving the space deserved. Kane Robo now with a 3-second penalty. We're going 2x2 into the street. Oh, squeezing just a bit wide. Lot of contact there. Gordon's going to try hang it through the inside. Not gonna give the room up, but that's allowed Ollie to now go around the inside. Oh, that's huge contact. Now both of them has lost out to TJ and Ollie. TJ around the outside of the Cadillac moves up into P3. That was chaos. Seb the Go and Gordon not giving each other the space that might get looked out. However, because this is a social race, I doubt there's going to be any FIA decisions. The story now gets a 3-second penalty. The man who said would take the sandbags off and claim the last to first is currently sitting in P17. Might become a P16 as we do have a stopped car of Kane Robbo. Doesn't get the flags, as we also have Arrow who spun it. So clearly, new season, not new me. As Arrow continues his streak of spinning. I'm not sure how he did in the other social races, but it doesn't seem like with the new regulations, Arrow's spinning will not leave us. Back to the fight for P3. TJ and Ollie seem to have created a gap to the Ferrari and Red Bull behind, as they are really fighting each other out there, getting really touchy. Gordon goes for the switchback, takes the inside line, gonna defend it now. Seb the Goat does manage to get around. Oh, he spun! They spun him. He's now looking the wrong way and he immediately leaves the session. And now because of all that, Rio Harris has now taken P5. This chaos, this fighting has caused Ollie to build up a 3.5 second gap to the cars behind. I believe Seb had cut the corner there in order to try get in front of him. As that's Steven trying to make a move, not quite getting it done. That's definitely going to be a warning for him. He already has a penalty, so not going to be looking to get another one. Won't be useful for his race. So we are with Himi Diaz, currently on the charge to try get P5. Gonna look down the inside door. He gets another 3 second, nice and easy, gets the move done really nicely. Rio Harris, however, goes for the switchback and is already ahead of him. But who's gonna have more battery power? It does seem like Rio does. Himi Diaz trying to go for the inside line, as he does, breaks late, slight lockup, and does manage to get ahead. What a very nice move. Himi trying to keep it around the inside, not going to be able to, loses the traction there a little bit, and he has to cede. TJ now, who is in P3, gets a 3 second penalty. That allows Ollie to inherit the podium if it ends like this. Himi now looking for the inside line to defend from Rio Harris, who isn't really planning on making a move, but oh, I thought he could have gotten the switch back there. It does seem like Rio Harris is trying to get side by side with him. He is. They are side by side. This is going to be beautiful if Rio can get him. He does manage to. Did he go off the track though? That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure, but now Gordon's in the mix, who gets ahead of Rio. So Rio Harris tries to get him back with the battery. That's a slight nudge there from the Red Bull to the Mercedes. There's now Himi up into P5. Rio has to try make the move back. So we do have yellow flags once more. I'm not sure who they're for. It seems to be a Racing Bull, sorry, of Thori, I believe. Here we are on board with the McLaren of Steven. Patiently waiting for an opportunity to pounce on the Red Bull. Might be now, round the outside, using all the battery possible. It's gonna back out of it, locks up the left tire. Gonna go a little bit wide there. We have yellow flags once again for the Ferrari of Arrow. He's boxed for new hard tires. P5 is going to be very interesting. Ollie still trying to keep up with TJ, but the gap is extended to 2 seconds, and the 10-lap old mediums are going to be no match for the hards. So it might be time for the medium runners to box. Of course, we are seeing now Michael Lewis slightly edging his way towards that pack now. It's not very far behind, so it's Thackeray. Is it Thackeray? I'm gonna say Thackeray. That seems right. I hope it's right. It better be right. I really hope that's right. I don't like this angle. Like, it's not really showing you anything, really. It really isn't showing much. What are we supposed to do with that angle? Oh, that was a slight bit of a spin there from the Red Bull. It does seem like Steven's using a lot more battery in this section, and then Gordon, that allows him to get a little bit closer. However, not close enough to make a move. He's going to have to wait a bit. So Michael Lewis now comes into the pits. So Thackeray. Hey. Apologies. Rear Harris looking at the back of Hemi Diaz. Could be looking for a move on the straight. He seems to be close enough. 4/10 is currently the gap. A little bit of a wide line there and a poor exit from the Mercedes. That's going to let Hemi get away from him. We'll see. Will he have the battery to be able to catch up? It doesn't seem so. Hemi is going to be safe for another lap. And the order relatively stays the same. Let's look a bit further down the grid. What are we seeing here? We see Creamy and Blue Killer. Neither of them really seeming to be making any moves. Come back to the front. Anything going on here? Actually, you might be. Is Rio Harris really trying to desperately look and attempt? As Ollie now pits from P4. I imagine it's going to be the hard tires to try go to the end of the race. We're going to have to see what it does here. It does look like the white hard compound tires. Get a nice stop in. Seemed very quick. He's going to come out in P7, it seems, behind the Haas of Codzilla. While that's happening, we are still desperately trying to get ahead of the Williams. As it seems like Gordon has also pitted. Arrow now with another 3-second penalty. I believe he already had one. He's running in last, so it's not a big deal. Doesn't really matter. Down the straight we go now with Rio Harris side by side now. Who's going to be looking to get the inside line? Hemi is trying to stay in the middle of the track, not quite working. Is Rio trying his absolute best to find an opening? Oh no, he's hit Hemi. He's out. of the track. Not out of the race. You thought I said out of the race, didn't you? That was a bit of contact. The camera angle's really not doing it any justice. Rio, I believe, did hit Himi, who caused him to spin out. Gonna have to try make the position back again. Of course, he's outside the 1 second window, so he won't even have overtake mode. Behind that, Ollie trying to get past Godzilla, the P6. Of course, Godzilla Gordon gets another 3 second penalty. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Ollie. Manages to get by, no problem. Godzilla, of course, with 13 lap older tires, will be no match for fresh hards. You can really see Thori with a 3 second penalty. There's Godzilla now also with another 3 second. I didn't actually see that. So maybe I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention enough to see if that was actually off track or not, but we'll see. Top 5 are yet to pit. P2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4 and 5 all have penalties. Let's actually look at those. So, the only people with multiple penalties are Arrow and Thori, with 6 seconds and 9 seconds each. So we do have yellow flags for what seems to be Thori. Who's if I didn't know any better, it looks like he's trying to cause a safety car. Going off the track, Creamy gets a 3 second penalty. This is really weird. It's locking up completely. Not really sure what's going on here. As Rio Harris now with another 3 second penalty. This is really interesting. I'm not entirely sure what Thori is doing there, but we'll have to see later on. Let's get those tires back up. The top 5 still have not boxed. Ollie with the huge undercut could potentially, where would he end up? Well, if you we have yellow flags once again for Arrow as he spun it again. Seems so. A lot of people are spinning. I'm not really sure why. Does everyone have rear wing damage? It's surely not, right? And the blue killer now gets past Godzilla. Creamy will also be looking to get past on the fresher tires. Just not really being able to. Blue killer really just running away. Creamy's stuck behind the lap car. Of course, Creamy's also seems to be lagging quite a bit. Could be a bit of a struggle. Creamy finally getting past Godzilla. Arrow with yet another 3 second penalty. Godzilla down to P9. How late do the harder runners box? It's been 15 laps now. Everyone around them has boxed. When do they make the move? Here we are with Steven also now trying to get past the car with the old hard tires. Godzilla trying to put up a fight, not really being able to. Could he have the battery to be able to get him back? He doesn't. So he now is also at risk at Michael Lewis. Gonna be looking at the inside. Godzilla sticking around the outside there. Steven goes a bit off the track there. Godzilla still trying to fight it with the inside line, but will fall to the SMR and eventually also letting Thackeray go through because of them fighting. Godzilla really falling from the heavens. That might be time for him to box. That might have been a sign for him to box. Of course, the top 5 still out on the hard tires as Ollie catches ever so quickly. The gap to P5 is 7 seconds. What would be the gap to the leader? Gap to leader is 38 seconds. So he will not inherit the lead when Nice does boxes, as he's too far gone. But he could still finish on the podium. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes once everyone does box. It's Thackeray now with 3-second penalty. Oh my god, why like 3 different people got penalties at the same time? What on earth? Let's check the penalties again. It's Ryu Harris now with 6 seconds worth of penalties. Of course, this undercuts gonna be really... Oh, that's dangerous. Creamy just goes it inside of Steven, almost trying to the back of him, but then he teleports further in front of Steven. This is really odd. Some network issues for the Racing Bull there. It's going to be really difficult for him to get past, as we do see Himi Dimes now coming into the pits for his pit stop. Lap 18 is going to be doing 10 laps on the medium tire, or 11 laps I believe. It will be 11, and he gets a front wing change as well, so that's going to be costing him even more time than it would have. That's about 5 extra seconds that he's losing, as that's Arrow. Seems to have spun once again. That's the 3rd spin, I believe. The 4th, 3rd or 4th, something like that. You know, just light work. Just another day in the office. Here we are on the straight. Steven, 6 seconds of penalties, looking to get ahead of Creamy. Seems to be too far back to be able to even consider a move. And the pack of 4 stay the same, unless someone decides to be daring. It's really came up. It's really brought the gap down. He's trying to look around the outside, potentially trying to get as close to Creamy as possible, trying to put all the pressure on him, force him into a mistake. He's gonna burn the battery, try and make the move around the outside, not gonna be able to work. He's now wasted his battery there. And Creamy will have so much more, as that's TJ now coming out of the pits in what seems to be P5. Yes, it is. Now Ollie will get ahead. A story now. Yet another 3-second penalty. That's 12 total seconds now for the Racing Bull. We have yet another yellow flag for the Aston Martin of Michael Lewis. Not sure what happened there. There may have been some contact. More yellow flags. It's Arrow once again. What on earth happened? He spun it. Oh, he's completely spun it out of the exit on the final corner. It's looking the right way now, but that's Nice coming to lap the Ferrari. Difficult race there for Arrow. I believe Dory's already lapped. So that's the race ruined. If there's a safety car, I will not be able to unlap himself, sorry. Unless the Williams ever so kindly lets him through. Steven has actually gotten past Creamy. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see how. We have another yellow flag. What's that for? Wait, is that for Nice? That might have been for Nice that time, not Arrow. Sammy Dimas, that's the fastest lap of the race. Currently in P11. Dory now with 15 seconds of penalties. Eventually he will get disqualified for getting too many penalties. I believe that's at... I think once you get 24 seconds, you get disqualified, I believe. Sammy Dimas with a 3 second. That's not going to be helpful for his race. Down in P10 with 6 total seconds. Ollie, Nice, Blue Killer, Mike and Michael Lewis, the only cars on the track to not have a track limit penalty. It's TJ with another 3 seconds, currently brings his total up to 6. He's got Ollie right up his bum. He's going to take the inside line to try to defend this yellow flags on the track for the Racing Bulls Authority, who now gets lapped. He's on the side of the track there for some reason. That was really odd. I'm sure there's nothing there. Ollie now just barely getting out of line. Gets a 3 second penalty. It's really strict. There's Arrow with another 3 second penalty, with bringing his total up to 12 seconds. I need to stop calling them out at this point. For like half of the race I've just been calling out penalties. It's, oh my days. It's too much. Too much. Too many penalties. Can we stop with the penalties, please? Can we just keep it clean? We have yellow flags again. Dory retires from the session. That's... wait. Who's that stood? Still. That's Godzilla. 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and retires from the session. Okay. Dory also retired from the session. So we now only have 15 cars remaining. Nice. Amazing. Okay. So all it has to do, stay within 3 seconds of TJ, gets the podium. Simple enough. Right? It should be. Let's look at the tires. But to be honest, Ollie did box so much earlier than everyone else. He's going to have a tire disadvantage. TJ's going to have fresher tires, meaning he'll have more grip. Meaning, naturally, the gap is going to get extended. So Ollie just has to push as much as he can for the next 7 laps in order to try and, well, stay within that 3 seconds. Behind that, there's not many battles going on. As I believe that's Arrow once again, who's giving it a little spin. I'm going to stay on him this time and just wait for the spin. I'm just going to wait for it because it's going to happen again at some point. I'm just going to wait for it at this point. There's nothing else, nowhere else on the track. There's no action anywhere. This is what this is what we're going to watch. Rui Harris, down in P12, oddly enough, brings his total penalty time up to 9 seconds. Do we have any action? I can't tell. I really can't tell. We might have some action. Let's just... We'll come back to Arrow. As we do have Bakary attempting to get by Creamy. Is he going to go for the dive bomb? No, he won't. He will tuck back in behind him. He's going to try fight for another lap. That's Nice. That's the fastest lap. Really just extending the gap. to the cars behind. He goes down the inside, this Valkyrie, in the Audi. Manages to get the job done. A bit of contact there, but nothing major. I rolled yet another 3-second penalty. Oh my days, 15 seconds. To be honest, COTA is a really difficult track in terms of, you know, track limits. It's also really weird with the track limits. For some reason, some of the corners you can cut and it just doesn't give you a warning. But then on some corners you can like just barely go out of the white lines and you're getting warnings. It's really silly. Could have just one of those really weird tracks with the track limits. It's definitely the most difficult one in terms of keeping it within the white lines. It's really easy to overdrive the car. Really, you're driving and it really seems like, yes, I can push some more. I can put more gas there. I can, you know, push more, and then you push more, but then you end up going off the track, and it's yeah, it's unfortunate. But 15 seconds is still diabolical. Huge amount of time. I mean, he's already in last place, and he's behind people in team by almost a minute. So, don't think I'll be helping him with Creamy. That's a horrible corner there, completely locking up the front. So that allows Hemi Dimes to get in front, and now Michael Lewis as well in the Aston Martin. Gonna be looking to go around the outside. That's a horrible camera angle. Go back to the onboard, side by side. That's also a horrible camera angle. What are we doing? Creamy around the outside, can't quite keep the position. Wait, no, he does. Pablo's now with another 3-second penalty. Creamy just pull into the pits. Creamy pulls into the pits. What on earth? What's he doing? Could be. What tires? He's putting on another set of hard tires with 5 laps to go. Now, I'm not a smarty pants. I didn't do well in school. I probably failed my GCSEs, but I don't think putting on hard tires with 5 laps to go is a great set. He was the what? Okay. What? Oh, okay. This is. What am I watching? Back to the fight for P7 Valkyrie. Chasing down Hemi Dimes for P7. What is this camera? This doesn't show us anything. I'm gonna sneeze. Am I sneezing again? I think I need. Do I need to sneeze again? I don't think I need to sneeze again. I'm not entirely sure though. I actually don't know. No. Okay. Okay. I'm okay. I don't need to sneeze again. It's okay. All good chat. How are we doing? There's only 3 people here. I'm lonely. Okay. No one likes my commentary, it seems. It's okay. It's okay. Because I'll get better. You know, I'm still new. I'm still new to commentary. I'll get better at it. It's okay. I'll grow my fan base. The more I do it, the better I'll get, meaning the more people will like me. Holy moly, Steven is getting really close to Aston Martin. It's almost scary. He's really using up all the battery. How much battery is the Aston Martin at? He's got much less than the McLaren, but you know what? The Aston also has less than the McLaren. Penalties. Blue Killer has no penalties compared to Steven's 6 seconds. It doesn't really matter if Steven gets ahead, as long as it's not by 6 seconds. We also have Valkyrie. It sounds like I said Valkyrie. I said Valkyrie. Is that even? I don't think that's even how you say it. Irrelevant. We've got Rio Harris looking for the move down the inside on Michael Lewis. What on earth is wrong with his car? He has what? He has no nose. He's got a front wing, but he doesn't have the nose of the front wing. I mean, it kind of looks better that way, if I'm honest. No, never mind, it doesn't. Slight bug there. That's been in the game since launch. Well, since launch of the 26 DLC. Luckily, this wasn't an issue in F1 25. But here we are, back to P53. He's left the session now. He's been out of the race for quite some time now. He's only now left. What's that? That's Arrow. That's Arrow in front of the Williams there. Who's ghosted. Because he's lapped. With 15 seconds of penalties. And he's got blue flags, but he doesn't seem to be conceding. Let's see what happens. Seems like Arrow is going to be on his merry way. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting here. No fighting here. No fighting here. We could get some fighting here. Gordon looking out the inside line. Makes a dive. Huge lockup on the front tires. Almost loses it. Michael Lewis also almost loses it. He gets the position. But that was kind of dirty. I can't lie. That was a little bit dirty. Michael Lewis. Oh, what a nice man. Oh my, that's so kind, that's so sweet. Gordon lets Aston Martin back through. He knows it was a dirty move. He'll give the position back, but they are now 4 seconds behind the other cars, so it's not really worked out well in the long run. But the long run, 28 laps, there's 2 laps to go. A lot can happen in 2 laps. Not a safety car though. No safety cars anymore. No virtual safety cars anymore. Too late for that. But we have 2 laps for people to get penalties, get disqualified, spin out, crash out. What else can happen? I'm not sure. Nice could spin out and lose his 21-second gap. Is that Arrow? Can we see it this time? He's in the ball. Yeah, damage. I can't believe he spun so many times and I haven't gotten a single like good angle of it. I haven't gotten a clip of it, and he spun like 5 times. What do I do? How can I fix that? How can I get a clip? Because if I just watch Arrow, of course, like there's all the action going on the track. So, you know, if I'm just watching Arrow waiting for him to spin and he doesn't spin and there's a fight going on somewhere else, boring. I'm not gonna want to watch that. I'm gonna get like scolded for watching Arrow, who's a lapped car. I'm behind P14 by a minute and 15 seconds with a 15-second penalty on top of that. No one really wants to watch that. But we are now on the final lap. Arrow actually boxes. Weirdly enough, he gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's 25 seconds of penalties now, and he'll be even further behind. He's put on the soft tires, but he's getting a front wing change. But does he realize that this is the final lap? He's not going to be able to get the fastest lap because this is the last lap. So he's really just putting it all on for the shits and giggles. But all eyes on the Williams. Absolutely dominance today from Nice, taking pole position by storming half a second. Winning the race by 23 seconds. Nice V2 wins the social race at the Circuit of the Americas. Second place will go to Pablo's when he eventually gets that by 23 seconds. With a 6-second penalty, we see him now in Sector 3. Coming out of the final corner, he'll take the checker flag for P2. In P3 is going to be TJ. A mighty race from him, taking the final podium position. Ollie with an absolutely amazing undercut takes P4, but we still have more position to go. Hemi, Dimes, and Steven still fighting for P5. Hemi will take the flag in P5, but loses out to Blue Killer, who will take P5 instead. Hemi in P6, Steven P7, Michael Lewis P8, Valkyrie P9, Gordon P10. He's looking the wrong way here. Rio Harris DNFs. Doesn't even finish the race. So Creamy P10, Gordon P11, F1 Mallard P12. Luxury, luxury. I'm gonna say luxury. In P14, he's gone off. And he comes across the checkered line in sideways. That was fun. Oh, where's Arrow? Where's Arrow? Where's Arrow? Where is Arrow? Let's see here. Arrow P15. A lap down. Oh, we don't get to see the exact time. Here we are. There is your race results. He's with a 1:33.4. That's his fastest lap. No one else even getting in the 34s. I think the closest is 35.9, 35.9, 35.1 seems to be the closest. So gets a fast lap by 6/10, wins by 27 seconds without penalties, while also starting from pole position. Pretty dominant drive, if I say so myself. But that was the WHF social race in Texas. And I'll see you all. I'm not sure I'll see you all. Will I ever see you again at all? Maybe not. But WHF will be back. And we, as a collective, will see you then for the next race. Whenever that is. Bye-bye.